Serial Experiments Lain, Neon Genesis Evangelion, Lucky Star. What do these three shows have in common? They are all incredibly deep. Lain is a shockingly prophetic avant-garde masterpiece that predicted the digital singularity of the 21st century with a greater level of accuracy than nearly any other piece of art. Eva is a meticulous 26-episode tapestry of rich themes, richer characters, and a level of artistry so unprecedented that it changed the entire medium of anime literally forever. And Lucky Star is one of the most important teams in anime history, creating a hilarious and ludicrously thorough time capsule of one of the most treasured and irreplaceable eras of otaku culture. Now, all three of these sound pretty damn deep to me, but I'm sure many viewers at home may think of it as blasphemous to the name of the other two shows to consider Lucky Star to be on their level of quality. To this I'd say, at what point did I mention anything regarding quality? Just because I believe these three shows to be equally deep has nothing to do with their respective levels of quality, and whether or not I believe them to be equal on that level is completely irrelevant to the conversation. The reason is that while how much I may enjoy a series can vary, how deep it is cannot, because all art is inherently equally deep. But, hold on. What exactly is deep? Because clearly there seems to be some sort of discrepancy between my definition and many others, right? Well, the Oxford Dictionary has quite a few definitions of deep as it pertains to art. However, the definition that I feel most clearly suits our discussion is profound or penetrating in awareness or understanding. Now, to this I ask, by what metric could you possibly judge this? Is there any piece of art that isn't aware or understanding of anything? And how do you even gauge what a profound understanding is? This isn't like other subjective concepts, such as the idea of a piece of art being good, which clearly denotes a value judgment based on the viewer's history with engaging in art and art criticism. This is vastly more abstract and difficult to put into words. Does it just mean something that personally probes your brain more? If so, would a historian with no knowledge of anything regarding art students not find something like Hidamari's sketch vastly deeper than something like Grave of the Fireflies? And if this is the case, is there a limit to how deep a piece of art can be? Is it possible to be so knowledgeable that no art is deep anymore? Considering all of this and what I've managed to glean from various responses across the internet, it seems that a more accurate definition for the average viewer's idea of a deep anime would be a show with meaningful themes. Now, to this I ask, what the hell is a meaningful theme? Is it something that pertains to serious things in the real world? Well, I hate to break it to you, but literally every single narrative in history inherently incorporates themes that pertain to serious things in the real world. Cardcaptor Sakura has themes of romance, friendship, courage, determination, and self-discovery. Ichigo Marshmallow has themes of nostalgia, cultural adaptation, and existential reflection. Even a stupid dumb bad show that no one likes, such as X-Arm, has tons of themes about the man versus machine crisis that has plagued humanity for centuries now. Even if someone were to create an anime entirely comprised of random scribbles with no thematic, narrative, or artistic intentions, it would still convey fascinating meta-narrative themes about the entire nature of what art is. Now, obviously, this doesn't mean it would be a good show because, again, depth is totally and utterly unrelated to quality in any way. There are works of art that convey themes that are more meaningful to you personally, and a big part of creating a work that can be perceived as deep is knowing how to convey or present your themes in a way that seems heady or cerebral or conscious. Well, in reality, even if a show has a lot to say about its themes, many of the series that are perceived as deep often don't really convey many more themes than shows that aren't, and they often don't really convey different themes. It's all in the presentation. So, that's it, right? Whether or not a show is deep is all about whether or not it can present its themes in a way that comes off as deep. Well then, what's the meaning of the word? A piece of art that's good at fooling you into thinking that it's smarter than it is? That doesn't really sound like a compliment to me. Wouldn't you rather a piece of art be honest with you than the literal definition of pretentious? And to be clear, nothing in this video is intended to put down the shows that are often considered deep. I enjoy the vast majority of those shows, and I agree that they present their themes in an interesting and unique way that makes you feel like you're maybe beginning to form a little bit of a brain. I don't consider these shows to be pretentious for the most part, ergo proxy. But to insinuate that these shows are somehow deeper because their themes are presented in a way that makes you feel smarter just seems ridiculously narrow-minded to me. It is always that deep. Everything is deep. including my other videos, which you should watch, and if you like those too, consider subscribing to the channel. I also have a second channel where you can find even more of me talking, and a huge playlist where you can find all of me talking. I also have a brand new Discord server that's linked in the description, and I think it's a pretty fun time, so maybe join that. Anyways, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next week.